everybody, welcome to Mel Guy Game. Here, I analyze top plays, top players, top sports news, and complete breakdowns of the previous week. Currently on my channel, I will be focusing on sports content, pretty much all sports content, anything you guys want to see on the channel. I will also be covering that as well. Any suggestions you guys have, please drop them in the comments below. Currently, I will be focusing more on football as it's getting closer to the playoffs and getting closer to crowning a new champion of the NFL. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the topics for this week. First topic this week are the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins have just went on a 7-game win streak and are the first team to go on a 7-game win streak and a 7-game losing streak in the exact same season. Let's address, the easiness of their schedule thus far, and are they truly a playoff contender? What I've been seeing a lot on Instagram, social media, I've been seeing a lot of people kind of downplay the Miami Dolphins, 7-game win streak, saying, they haven't really been playing a lot of competition. Or schedule is pretty much either second half schedule is pretty much either second half of the season schedule has been, pretty much a cakewalk. It's been easy. And, what I kind of think is, the Dolphins schedule the second half of the season has been, compare like to record and everything from other team schedules. The schedule has been fairly easier, But like I say, it's the NFL. At any given Sunday, something could happen. Top teams get knocked off by, lower caliber teams all the time. So for the Miami Dolphins to be 1-7, at week 8, 1-7 at week 8, and then go on a 7-game win streak and now are 8-7 looking. Or no, they actually have the 7th seed currently. They're actually in the playoffs. If they can keep winning, they'll be solidified as the 7th seed or even the 6th seed if they can get it. For that to happen and for the Miami Dolphins to make just a complete turnaround like that, I feel like we should be praising the Miami Dolphins and not trying to downplay their achievements by saying, oh, their schedule is easy, It's the NFL. A 3-game win streak, 4-game win streak is hard to do. And these guys are still on a 7-game win streak, looking to make it 8 with a win over the Titans this Sunday if they can get it. So, the Miami Dolphins, I feel like I can't really say truly if they are a playoff contender or, even a Super Bowl contender, but I can say that, these guys are serious about what they're trying to do. They're serious about perfecting their craft. They're serious about, going in, trying to establish themselves as a dominant force in the AFC. And I do think they can do it. I think they have the talent and the willpower to do that. So let's get into the next topic. Our next topic is Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham just scored 4 touchdowns in his last 5 games with the Rams. And comparing that to his time over the Browns, he only scored 7 touchdowns with the Browns. So he already has half or over half as many touchdowns as he did with the Browns with the Rams. Now let's address the growing question now. I think it's a more prevalent topic now. Was Odell the problem with the Browns, or did they use him, or did they not use him correctly? And, I'm not going to get into that Baker Mayfield controversy. Is Baker Mayfield the problem? Is Baker Mayfield, I'm not going to get into the controversy. I'm just talking solely about Odell and the Browns. I personally do not think Odell was the problem. I think we're seeing a new form of Odell. I think we're seeing how Odell, I think we're seeing Odell get his love for the game back now that he's with the Rams. I think being in Cleveland kind of drained him and didn't really, it kind of took away the fun for him being in Cleveland. A lot of players can attribute to this when they're with a certain staff or they're with, a certain team, coaching staff. That experience can really, drain the fun out of the game that you fell in love with as a kid, and I feel like now we're seeing Odell, he's just having fun. He's just going out there having fun. He's going out there when he scores, he's celebrating. He's, the camaraderie he has with his teammates now it's beautiful. And I really love seeing that. And I personally don't think the Browns used him correctly. Granted, he was injured for a lot of the time, in Cleveland, but I personally don't think the Browns used him correctly. And I feel like it's evident. You're seeing it now, how Odell is just performing. You're able to get him 7 touchdowns over 3 years. when while he's on your team, he's still one of the top threats in the league, and you're only able to get him 7 touchdowns. The Rams got him 4 in 5 games already, So I think we're seeing just a new form of Odell. Odell's giving new life. I feel like a lot of people thought when the Browns and Odell controversy was happening, when the Browns were or when the Browns got rid of him after his dad posted a video of Baker Mayfield missing a lot of passes towards his way. I feel like a lot of people were like, "Oh, Odell the diva, Odell, here goes Odell. He's complaining again." You know what I'm saying? When in reality, Odell was coming to practice. He still was coming to practice. He still was dressing out, working out. He was still dressing out for games. He was still doing all the things that help a team win. He was still trying to be that team player, and still trying to be there to contribute to team success. And I feel like that really was overshadowed, and people were just thinking, "Oh, Odell the diva." You know what I'm saying? He built that rap in New York, and I feel like that was kind of coming back when the Browns, with all the controversy with the Browns. But I think now everybody can see Odell. He is still one of the top players in the NFL, and any team will be lucky to have Odell at this point. I think any team will be lucky to have Odell. So our next topic is who had the most game this past week. We're going to talk about one player in particular who I think had who played the best out of everybody. One player who played the best, who just absolutely torched the competition, was Joe Burrow. He completed 80% of his passes, 525 yards, and 4 total touchdowns. He finished the game with a 143.2 quarterback rating, leading the Bengals to a 41-21 win over the Ravens and putting them firmly in first place of the AFC North. Burrow has been very, very efficient this season, and I think is solidifying himself as one of the top young quarterbacks in the NFL. Not just a top young quarterback, but a top quarterback period in the NFL. I think in the coming years, Joe Burrow is going to be amongst the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. Just by the way he plays, he goes out there and he plays. He looks like he plays like a veteran. You know what I'm saying? Like if you didn't tell me when when Joe Burrow was drafted, if you didn't tell me when Joe Burrow was drafted, his age, I feel like looking at how he plays now, I think this guy has at least been in the league for at least 5, 7, 6 years. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like him and the Bengals are moving in the right direction. They have a tough one this upcoming week, though, against a very, very hot Kansas City Chiefs team. This Kansas City Chiefs team, they're looking like vintage Kansas City Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? They're looking like last 2 year Kansas City Chiefs. I feel like, this is going to be a very big challenge for the Bengals. But I do feel like they have the capability to stop the Kansas City Chiefs. I feel like it's going to be a shootout. It's definitely going to be a shootout. Joe Burrow is going to have to tap into his, inner just demon mode. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have to tap into, LSU Joe. You know what I'm saying? The Bayou Joe. He's going to have to tap into the Bayou Joe for this game. So, it's going to be a good one. I think this is going to be the best game this upcoming week. Kansas City Chiefs are on an 8-game winning streak, so then they just clinched the AFC West. So it should be a really good matchup. So let's get into the next segment. We're going to talk about the best plays of the week. I'm going to show 3 of the best plays from this previous week, and I'm going to let you guys decide in the comments which ones you think are the best. So
our first play, we have Foye Oluwakan, linebacker for the Atlanta Falcons, with a game-sealing interception against Detroit. This was important because it's keeping the Atlanta Falcons playoff hopes alive as they move to 7-8 on the year.
You're down 4, so these are probably, as you said, end zone shots from the 9-yard line.
Reynolds or Amon-Ra St. Brown.
And it's intercepted. Foye Oluwakan will seal it for the Falcons. Also has 13 tackles.
Next play, we have Nick Foles to Damiere Byrd for the Chicago Bears. This play was absolutely just incredible. Damiere Byrd catches the ball over 3 defenders from Nick Foles and is able to just barely get his foot down and knee down to make it a touchdown. So this honestly was my favorite play of the week.
Foles, design roll. Foles, back of the end zone, and it's Damiere Byrd, and he makes the catch and converts.
He had him open for a second. He threw it kind of late. I thought he almost messed it up. Seattle tried to carry him out the back of the end zone. He still was able to get a knee down. One knee.
And look at him.
Equals 2 feet.
One hand control on the way down. Incredible play by Damiere Byrd.
Final play, we have Carson Wentz to Desmond Patman for the touchdown. Carson Wentz was able to sit in the pocket pretty much all day, flush out of the pocket, and just fit a perfect ball in the back of the end zone to Desmond Patman for the touchdown. This was able to seal the game pretty much for Indianapolis over a struggling Cardinals squad.
Don't want it to go to a two-possession game. On 3rd and 9, Wentz has all day with just a three-man rush. Back in the end zone. What a throw. There's Wentz making the play.
For our next segment, we're going to talk about the playoff picture thus far. We're going to talk about the AFC first. Our 4 division leaders in the AFC are the 11-4 Kansas City Chiefs, the 10-5 Tennessee Titans, 9-6 Cincinnati Bengals, and the 9-6 Buffalo Bills. For the Kansas City Chiefs, they're currently firmly in first place of the AFC. They just clinched the AFC West, and they're looking to clinch a first-round bye and home field advantage throughout with a win over Cincinnati and a Titans loss. Kansas City is the only team in the AFC that has clinched a playoff berth so far. The 10-5 Tennessee Titans are at the 2nd seed, and they're looking to clinch the AFC South with a Week 17 win over Miami. The 9-6 Cincinnati Bengals are at the 3rd seed. They just took first place of the AFC North, and they look to clinch with a win over Kansas City in Week 17. The 9-6 Buffalo Bills, this one is interesting because they just took back the AFC East with a Week 16 win over New England. New England was formerly in first place, but with the win, Buffalo did, in fact, take the division back. They're looking to stay in first place, however, with a Week 17 win over Atlanta. Now for our wild card teams, we have the 9-6 Indianapolis Colts, the 9-6 New England Patriots, and the 8-7 Miami Dolphins. Let's talk about the Indianapolis Colts at the 5th seed. They're still fighting for the AFC South. They're very much still in the running for the AFC South, but they have to hope for some Tennessee losses, and they have to win their next 2 matchups. The 9-6 New England Patriots, they're tied for first place of the AFC East, but the Bills currently have the first seed, or not the first seed, the first place of the division, but they're still in the running or in the race for that division. And they're looking to take back the first place of the East with a Week 17 win over the Jaguars, and they're hoping for a Bills loss to Atlanta. The 8-7 Miami Dolphins, they're on a 7-game win streak, putting them at 8-7 with a 20-3 win over the Saints in the past week. The Dolphins are now on the 7th seed and final seed in the playoffs. They're still in the running for the East, the AFC East, but it's highly unlikely seeing that Buffalo has beat them twice in the season, so that they own the tiebreakers over them, seeing that if they were to be tied at the end of the season, Buffalo would take that. So they have to hope for some losses for New England and the Bills. So I think the current focus for them should be just keeping that 7th seed and trying to get, maybe a 5th seed or a 6th seed. Now let's look into the teams in the hunt, not in the playoffs currently, but they still have a chance to be able to get one of these spots. We have the 8-7 Los Angeles Chargers. We have the 8-7 Oakland Raiders. We have the 8-7 Baltimore Ravens. The 7-1 Pittsburgh Steelers, 7-8 Cleveland Browns, and the 7-8 Denver Broncos. All these teams, they're not out of it yet. They're gonna put up a fight. The ones that kind of don't really have that great of a chance are Cleveland and Denver, seeing that they've lost to a lot of teams in the AFC. So with the tie-breaking system, they probably wouldn't be able to get in if they were to have a tie with a lot of these teams. So, yeah. And Los Angeles Chargers, they've been trending down as of late. Oakland Raiders as well. Baltimore Ravens, they don't have Lamar. But I think they're probably gonna get Lamar back soon. So they're gonna need him back if they want to try to get back in the playoffs. So for the NFC, we have our 4 division leaders. We have the 12-3 Green Bay Packers, the 11-4 Dallas Cowboys, 11-4 Los Angeles Rams, and the 11-4 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. For the Green Bay Packers, they are 12-3, sitting at the first seed. They have the current best record in the NFL, not just the NFC, but the NFL. They just clinched the NFC North and are looking to clinch a first-round bye and home field advantage throughout with a win over the Vikings in Week 18 and a Cowboys and Buccaneers loss. It's unlikely that the Cowboys and Buccaneers will lose. Both will lose, but we'll see what happens. The 11-4 Dallas Cowboys just clinched the NFC East and are still fighting for the first seed with the Packers. They need to win their next 2 games in order to, try to get a Packers split or to try to get at least a tiebreaker to come into play. And they got to hope for the Packers to split their next 2 games. The Los Angeles Rams currently sit at the 3rd seed. They're sitting in first place of the NFC West and are looking to clinch the division in Week 17 with a win over the Ravens and a Cardinals loss. They have clinched a playoff berth and are currently still in the race for the first seed and need the Packers to drop their next 2 games with the Packers on a tiebreaker over them. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers sit at 11-4, but they're the 4th seed. They just clinched the NFC South, and they're still in the race for the first seed, but they need to win their last 2 and hope the Packers and Cowboys drop their last 2 games. The wild card teams, we have the 10-5 Arizona Cardinals, we have the 8-7 San Francisco 49ers, and we have the 8-7 Philadelphia Eagles. The 10-5 Arizona Cardinals, they're sitting at the 5th seed, but are hoping they can take back the NFC West in the coming weeks. They've been spiraling a little bit. The Cardinals need to win both of their games and hope the Rams at least split their last 2 games for some tiebreakers to come into effect. The 8-7 San Francisco 49ers, they sit at the 6th seed currently. They've been playing very well. Currently sitting at the 6th seed, but their strong second half of the season has contributed to their playoff hopes as they have won 6 of their last 8. They are looking to maintain their seeding with a win over the Texans in Week 17. The 8-7 Philadelphia Eagles, they're sitting at the 7th seed and the final seed of the NFC. They're on a 3-game win streak, actually, and they're heading into Week 17 and keeping their playoff hopes alive, hoping to win over the Washington football team in Week 17. Let's look at some in the hunt teams that aren't in the playoffs yet, but hopes are still much alive. We have the 7-8 Minnesota Vikings, 7-8 Atlanta Falcons, 7-8 New Orleans Saints, and the 6-9 Washington football team. Washington football team, they're going to need to just hunker down, hope for some losses. They're 6-9. They've lost to a lot of divisional teams. So they're just going to need to try to, just win these last 2 and just hope for a miracle. 7-8 Minnesota Vikings are very much still in it, but they also have to hope for some losses as they've been losing a lot these last couple weeks. Atlanta Falcons, 7-8 as well, same thing, and New Orleans Saints, same thing. All have to hope for some losses. They're at a 3-way tie right now. I got to hope for at least a loss from the Philadelphia Eagles or San Francisco 49ers. So, yeah. All right, for this upcoming Week 17 week, we have 16 games to cover. So, let's do some predictions and see who has the best chance at winning. We have we have the Falcons at the Bills. The Bills are 87.4% favorites to win. I currently think that the Buffalo Bills will win 24-14 over the Atlanta Falcons. We have the Giants at the Bears. Bears are 59.7% favorites to win. I think Chicago will win it, actually 17-10. Chiefs at the Bengals. We have the Kansas City Chiefs, 61.3% favorites to win this game. I currently think that Cincinnati will upset Kansas City 30-27. I think, Joe Burrow, he's been playing very well. I think he's going to come in, outplay Patrick Mahomes. I definitely think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be which defense can make the crucial fourth quarter stop late in the game to seal the victory. So that's going to be a good one. I think that's the game to watch this upcoming week. Next, we have the Dolphins at the Titans. Tennessee is 64.4% favorites to win that game. I currently have Tennessee Titans winning 27-23. Let's see. We have the Raiders at the Colts, 73.5% Indianapolis favorites. I think Indianapolis will win it 21-17. Jaguars at Patriots. New England is 88% favorites to win. I think New England will go ahead and win this one 24-10. They need to keep winning if they look to take back the first place of the AFC East. Buccaneers at Jets. Tampa Bay is 88.5% favorites to win. I think Tampa Bay will win it 31-17. Eagles at the football team, 57.6% Philadelphia favorites. I feel like this is a must win for both teams. I feel like it's going to be a close one, but Philadelphia will pull it out 21-19. The Rams at Ravens. This is an interesting one. Los Angeles is actually 55.3% favorites to win. I feel like if Lamar plays, the Rams will win, or not the Rams, Ravens will win 27-24 if Lamar can play. But if he doesn't play, I think the Ravens will lose and Los Angeles will win 24-17. Broncos at the Chargers. Los Angeles Chargers are 58.2% favorites to win. And I think Los Angeles will go ahead and win it 27-17. Texans at 49ers. 49ers are 88% favorites to win. I think San Francisco will go ahead and pull it out 21-14. Cardinals at the Cowboys. Dallas is 57.2% favorites to win this one. I think Dallas will go ahead and win it 34-23. Cardinals are missing DeAndre Hopkins. That's a big piece, and it's showing that they need DeAndre Hopkins back. So that's showing. I don't think they'll be able to win this one. Panthers at the Saints. New Orleans is 67% favorites to win. I think New Orleans will go ahead and win it 13-7, probably a low scoring game. Lions at the Seahawks side, or Seattle is 77.3% favorites to win. I think it's going to be a close one, but I think Detroit will pull it out 17-16. I think Detroit has been playing pretty decently, pretty efficient these last couple weeks. I think they're finally. I just wish they had played this way, earlier in the season. But I feel like they're finally seeing, what they can do offensively, especially because they had some offensive struggles earlier in the season. I feel like they're finally learning how to move the ball and figuring out what they can do. All the players are figuring out their strengths and everything. I think Detroit will go ahead and win it. And second to last, we have Vikings at the Packers. Green Bay is 66.6% favorites to win this one. I think Green Bay will beat the Vikings 27-20. It's a must win for the Vikings, but I think the Green Bay will go ahead and pull it out. And last but not least, on Monday night, we have Browns at Steelers. Cleveland is 53.6% favorites to win. I think it's going to be a close one, but I think Pittsburgh will go ahead and squeeze it out 20-17. That's also going to be a good one, though. Two division rivals trying to get back in the playoffs. Guys, that's all the time I have for today. If you like this video, please click like. If you like my content, please subscribe. Your support is greatly appreciated on this channel. Like I said, if you guys want to see something other than sports, if you guys want to see something, I don't know what you guys want to see, but just drop it down below in the comments. I will read it and I will take it into consideration. I want to keep you guys interested. I want to keep you guys entertained and coming back to my channel. So, don't be afraid to tell me what you guys, what you would like to see on the channel. So, that's all the time I have for today. I hope to see you next week on Mel Guy Game, where I cover the previous week's slate of games. So, I hope you guys have a great day and peace.